And welcome to Part-Time Nerd with me, your host, Alan. And joining me on a very, very special, exclusive, first-time episode, Mr. Rapid Dave. How you doing, buddy?
Doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, living the dream. We woke up this morning to a surprise. We got the teaser trailer for House of the Dragon, the prequel series to Game of Thrones, which is something we both watched and enjoyed. You've watched it, I think, 12 times now. I'm still just on the first view of it, but how excited, before we play the trailer, how excited are you about this?
Pretty excited because most of the series goes about, and it does a lot of flashbacks, but it doesn't tell you a whole lot about, House Targaryen and how they took over. There's a lot of talk, not enough flashbacks, but there are, several flashbacks. I think this goes like 200 years prior to Game of Thrones, so I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yep. All right. So without any further ado, we're actually going to play the trailer.
We're
Let's
so
pull
gonna get
that.
shut down.
No, wait, people do it all the fucking
You
time.
ready? You ready?
Like, if we get shut down, I'm going to burn it all down. That's all there
Okay.
is to it.
Awesome.
So
All
let's
right.
do this.
All right.
Let's roll. Play it.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. Instantly Targaryens got there.
Yeah, 200 years. There you go.
Yeah.
Gods. Okay.
You see that big dragon skull? The hand.
Kings. Fire. And blood.
A lot of blondies in this movie.
Dreams didn't make us kings. Dragons did.
And that's coming 2022. That's right around the corner. Now it's probably going to hit us like December of 2022, but still, it's just right around the corner.
I mean, obviously, it's going to be fall time. That's when they're going to hit. It's going to be the fall series. When it is released, there's no reason they're going to put it out in March. I expect 6 to 8 episodes. I hope they don't start off with 6 because that would really piss me off, like they did towards the end of Game of Thrones, where you only got 6 after waiting like a year. So I assume eight. I was like, they find the same looking actors for a lot of these guys. They're very slender, they're tall, their face are very slender as well. That they get that hair just white and blonde enough and whatever. I mean, I couldn't be more excited right now.
Did you see the size of that dragon skull? Like it's massive. And we're talking 200 years before Game of Thrones. So we're depending on how long this goes, you're not going to get the Mad King unless you have some flash forwards or something like that, right? Because of the time frame that we're looking at now. Are we getting grandfather? Just before the man. I don't know life expectancy back
Right.
then, right? How did
Well,
time work then?
That, and we also don't know how long they're going to go with this series. The last series lasted 7 years, which was, I don't know, the timeline was maybe 30 years, maybe things like 30 years or so, 20 years. So I don't know if they're going to extend it out. Maybe next season is like another 20 years or something. It's so wide open. This was such a 1:17 clip with really nothing to go on, but just it looks cool. It sounds cool. It's you're right back in traditional, HBO, ready to rock your socks off.
You're right back in Westeros. There's those, just the Targaryens. They just look tall and menacing. And but here's the one thing. Here was my big letdown from this trailer. The show is called House of Dragons. Show me a dragon. That's it.
They don't have to. They had them back then, though. But I think you're going to see enough dragons during this show, during this episode. Yeah, and they were talking about. I think in Game of Thrones there were several. I mean, they took over, Westeros with dragons. They had dragons, so it's not like it's a scarce thing where only one person has like one. or 2 or
Yeah,
3.
no, and they said we took over with dragons during the trailer, so
Mm.
you're gonna get them. But here's the thing: this is at the beginning of their reign when they took over, and if you know anything about kind of the history when the dragons were around then, they were massive. They started to get smaller and sickly towards the end. Um, but this is the time of when dragons were supreme, top of the food chain. You're not taking them out with some weak little crossbow that they built. Um,
Well, I mean, you remember
these
seeing in Game of Thrones that giant skull that they tested that out on, and
yeah,
it was freaking big back
yep,
then.
yeah. But I'm super excited about this. Ready to see what we got going on. Just
I want to know who's ruling what. Who's over in the north? Who's over in I assume it's the I can't even think of the name of it now, but the Castle Rock with the lions. Oh my god. What are their names?
Lannisters.
Lannisters. God almighty. I was like starting to think about the whiskey we got back there. I go, it's on the bottle.
Now, are the Lannisters in power? Are the Starks over there in the north? What do we got going on? What does everything look like? You have no idea, because while there's been brief flashbacks, they didn't go back this far. There was talks, but nothing. And let me tell you, that throne room was. I mean, it's more than just the throne. The whole stairway leading up with all those swords, like that was
Yeah.
just awesome.
Made it look like maybe a dragon tail or something like that. Maybe that's the theme. Like it goes up and connects to the chair or something like that, or the
Maybe.
throne, I should say.
Yeah.
I do want to see. Here's one thing that I want to see, and I don't care when I get it. I understand that there's a process, but I want to see Robert's rebellion. You know what I'm saying? All we do is hear about it. We don't ever see it. So I do towards the end. I want them to bump this up somehow to the episode 1, or just give me Robert's rebellion, because we know what happens, but I just want to know.
Okay. Yeah. But if you do that again, you have to do. This is over 200 years, so
Mhm.
we're looking at a huge timeline there. So how many seasons are they going to go into?
There'll be a
What's the
skip. I
time frame?
guarantee there'll be a jump. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
there's
looking
got to
forward
be
to
something. So,
it. Mhm.
but we'll see. But guys, thank you so much. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow, comment, email parttime-nerd-podcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. If you have any recommendations, anything you want us to watch, let us know. Until next time, guys. Deuces.